Siyempre ma'am, una, DJ Garud request na ma'am, di ba? So he is appealing na kung po pwede niyang pigilan or na yung PNP para, and particularly si ang tinuturo niya kasi dito si former Senator Antonio Trillanes. So and of course you with other authorities together with the PNP na siyempre ang tingin niya kasi sa kanila is yung mga kalaban niya kasi sila yung nag-file ng case against him doon sa ICC. So ngayon, pwede ba kasing magsampa ng apela or petition si Senator Ronald De La Rosa. So sa tingin naman natin, that is the right of every individual. Okay, na kung meron kang halimbawa, merong kasasagawang aresto sa'yo, even in the local scene, halimbawa dito sa Pilipinas, so kung ikaw ay huhulihin, siyempre meron kang, there are what we call legal remedies for you to be able to skip this what we call arrest. So ngayon, sa punto na to, ang ginawa ng panig ni Senator De La Rosa is to ask the temporary restraining order or injunction laban sa kanyang arrest at yung pakikipag-coordinate ng ating bansa, okay, yung particularly yung ating gobyerno sa ICC. So, syempre karapatan niya yan bilang isang individual dito sa Pilipinas kasi nakasadyan sa ating constitution. So doon sa kanyang pag-apila, so that is part of the due process, and one of which is of course yung humingi ka ng temporary restraining order. So yan naman yung ano niya, yung punto natin dito. So of course going to the point of the side of Senator De La Rosa, so sa belief nila humingi na ng ganito na humihingi sila sa ating korte ng ganitong remedy dahil sa tingin nila walang jurisdiction ang ICC sa kanya. Dahil nga, as far as you can remember, yung ating membership with the ICC, di ba, nag-back out ang Pilipinas since 2019. So, dahil doon, uulitin na ulit natin, gaya ng sinabi natin before na wala daw basehan. Okay, malinaw na walang batas o basehan sa proseso kung paano isusuko ang isang Pilipino sa ICC. So ngayon, siyempre yan ang kanyang panig. Okay, sa paningin ng kanyang mga abogado. So hindi ko panig yon, hindi yan panig ng kung sino man or yung ating korte, but then that is just yung panig ng ni Senator De La Rosa at kanyang abogado. So, but of course, yung panig nila, meron ding panig yung ating grupo ni na former Senator Trillanes at ang mga legal experts. So, ayon naman doon sa mga kumukontra dito sa hiling ni Senator De La Rosa. So, meron din daw legal na basihan. Okay, sa nakapaloob yan kasi sa ating Republic Act 9851. So, yung ating 9851, yan yung batas tungkol sa, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, yan yung batas tungkol sa ating, yung tungkol sa mga crimes against international humanitarian. Okay, ito, crimes against international humanitarian law, genocide, and other crimes against humanity. So ngayon, balikan natin, di ba? Yung ano ba kasi yung kasong kinakaharap ni Senator De La Rosa? So it falls according to the legal experts at doon sa team ni former Senator Trillanes, covered siya kasi nandun nga sa Republic Act 9851 wherein nakasad doon to be specific na maaaring isuko o i-extradite ng Pilipinas ang isang akusado sa isang international tribunal gaya ng ICC para sa crimes against humanity at ibang mabibigat pang krimen. So, going back. So, ano bang kinakaharap kasi na kaso ni Senator De La Rosa? So, that is crime against humanity. So, nakapaloob na dito sa batas na to na po pwedeng isuko o extradite ng Pilipinas. So, yun naman yung punto ng ating mga legal experts. So, pangalawang tanong dyan is, magkakaroon ba siya talaga, di ba ulitin natin, di ba sabi nga natin na hindi na daw miyembro ng ating Pilipinas since 2019. So dapat wala na ring jurisdiction yung ICC sa kanya kasi nga hindi na nga miyembro. Pwede namang punto yun, kaya lang sabi naman ng iba, papaliwanag din natin na when you talk about jurisdiction, jurisdiction starts from the time the crime has been committed. So hindi naman siya from the time that you are a member of that particular international tribunal. So hindi naman yon. Ang basehan dyan is if you are when the crime was committed. So allegedly doon sa petition, the crime was committed way back 2016 prior to the withdrawal of the Philippines from the ICC. So, yun naman yung ano natin dyan, yung ayan naman yung punto ng mga nandyan sa usapin na to, di ba? So, yun naman yung kanilang punto. So, it started way back 2016. So, ngayon, 2019, nag-withdraw. Pero, when you talk about uh, jurisdiction, so it starts from the time the crime was committed. So yun naman ang ano diyan, yung conflict. So it's all, we give all due respect to our court to really look up into it. Okay, kung ano ba, kung ano ba niya i-acknowledge niya yung punto ng panig ni Senator De La Rosa or yung panig ng mga kumukontra doon sa petition ni Senator De La Rosa. So ngayon, di ba meron ngang nagsinagawang parang ang tawag doon, yung merong, di ba may nangyari doon sa Senado, nagkagulo sila. And then, bakit kasi kailangan nagtago ni Senator De La Rosa? Kasi nga kung hindi pa naman approved within the period of 72 hours yung kanyang petition, if will it siyempre ang presumption is siyempre pwede pa siyang hulihin, kaya they are taking all the means to uh, uh, to catch him kasi nga hindi pa naman effective yung 72 hours. Okay, so antayin nila yung 72 hours bago mag-lapse yon. Pero kung mag-lapse at yung decision ng court ay against his favor, so talagang uhulihin siya. Okay, so yun yung pwedeng mangyari dyan sa ngayon. So far, yun nga yung sabi nga natin, gaya ng in-explain din natin before, bakit kasi kailangan mga PNP? Di ba? Bakit kailangan mga taong gobyerno yung uhuli sa kanya? So, if you look into the ICC, wala kasi silang police. So they are relying also to the local government for a person to be caught. Okay? So yung uhulihin kasi, wala naman silang sariling police yung ICC. So ang magpupulis pa rin sa kanila, yung mga alleged to be under their jurisdiction na kailangan nilang arestuhin, kailangan pa rin nilang dumaan doon sa country kung saan nakatira yung isang tao na kinasuhan or yung akusado. So wag nyo namang isisi na ginagawa din lang ng mga nasa gobyerno yung kanilang trabaho tungkol dito. So obligasyon na nila yon na ipatupad kung ano man yung utos sa kanila, maging ito pa ay International Criminal Court. Okay, so yun naman yon. And of course, according to some legal experts, hindi na rin kailangan ng judge to, di ba dito sa country natin, when you are being arrested, so kailangan ng judge. Okay, dapat yung arrest mo is issued by a judge. Pero in that case, syempre ICC, ang nag-issue naman dyan is a judge as well. So parang kung hihingi ka pa ng judge to issue it in the Philippines, para i-effect yung isang arrest, kailangan mo pang dumaan sa isang judge na local, gaya ng judge natin sa Pilipinas, parang duplication na din daw yun. Okay, so yun naman yung mga pananaw tungkol dyan. So, but then again, yun nga, yun naman yung ano nila, yung punto ngayon. So, nasa ating mga tayo naman, panood lang tayo kung anong mangyayari dito. Okay, abangan ang susunod na kabanata. But then again, sa ating mga netizens, huwag naman kayong mainit sa amin kasi nagpapaliwanag lang. So if you are not in favor with how we explain it, okay, you just keep it by yourself. Okay naman tayo, tayo naman, we accommodate your constructive criticism or your sharing to us para malaman din natin ang inyong mga pananaw. Pero we have to be respectful naman doon sa ating mga comments. Yun lang naman.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yes, ko na mga rod, attorney. Nagruna kit napudot nga mapagsasaritaan dayto and we have different perspectives, opinions, comment. Siknan iti dating nga banag kasi nagdudumamot dagitay pamati tayo. Ano ana iti patsen tayo, siknan ka digitoy. But attorney, dito itatanga pa ng prut-prutehar tibiyang ti Senado, particularly some senators, and they even kwapay nga person of interest ni Senator Robin Padilla kadati panagpukaw ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. So mabalin ka ding amin, attorney nga kastoy at aramidan dagitay sumagmamano nga senator. Is it this an obstruction of justice? Kasi
yes,
handa
yun lang
kayat
nakikita.
nga maisuko, handa kayat nga matiliw ni Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Oh, yes, yun nga din ang nakikita natin dyan. So, although it still depends upon the situation, pero the way he did it, di ba? Kasi, di ba, merong ang halata ng yung pagkakasabi nila, hindi namin isusuko yung aming kasamahan. So, yun yung mga statements nila. So, ako naman, kung doon lang ako magbe-base with those statements, okay, and the fact that there is already a valid warrant of arrest, okay, na naka ano na, 'di ba? Meron ng warrant of arrest. So meron ng basis for the conduct of that arrest. And being an official, ikaw pa yung namuno para harangin yung pag-aresto. So and of course, ngayon, lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Nagkubli na o nagtago na yung ating akusado. And of course, with that they use their influence or their power of their office to stop the legal process. So with that incidence alone, okay, yung mga circumstances na yan would already constitute illegal obstruction. Okay, so meron ng ano diyan, obstruction of justice na nakapaloob sa ating Presidential Decree 1829. So, sa tingin ko, yun na yun. Pero kung sakali naman na hindi ito magfo-fall, okay, na it will not constitute, that act does not constitute obstruction of justice, kung ito ay kung yan ba ay it's a form of Senate protective custody na naaayon sa rules ng Senado. So, yun naman ang sasagutin nila. Kung gusto nilang patunayan na hindi ito obstruction of justice kasi nga we are only acting on the power of the Senate with regards to protective custody, which is in our rules. So sa pwedeng sabihin yun, or yun ba ay it's an act of security protection na may banta sa buhay ni Senator De La Rosa, kung yun ang mga dahilan kung bakit nila pinoproteksyonan si Senator De La Rosa, so it can be considered legal. Okay, pero sa tingin ninyo, so tatanong natin sa mga netizen, sa tingin niyo ba all of these protection measures that are being done by the Senate falls under an illegal or it falls under an a legal act or illegal? Okay, so obstruction ba yan? So sa tingin ninyo, so sa inyo na iiwan yan. So binigyan na namin kayo ni Ma'am Janice ng idea. So nasa inyo na yung mag-judge kung sa tingin niyo illegal yun or legal. Okay, so yun naman. So kung meron yun, para lang tiyakin yung that the due process will be secured to him, Di ba? Ginagawa yan ng Senado, part of its protective power. Okay, so part of security protection, okay, para tiyakin ang due process. So that would be a ground to make that act legal.
Exactly, attorney talaga. Kasi di na anan, di kastuyan iti pasama kita na para kanya ka, para kanyak mo, kita talagang te pananglapod ang panangtudan iti hustisya kadigit tinagbalin na biktima. Although hanmet amin, ano kakatahamet amin nga rigijay natay ang ribo-ribo kadeti war on drugs ket sang may konektar kani Senator Bato de la Rosa, but some of them laeng no Jack Mariro attorney kadigito di ba?
Okay, so with that, I've yet to see a copy of the complaint kung ano bang nakapaloob doon. Kasi nga, although, yun nga, meron kasing chain of command na sinasabi na po pwede silang, they can be accountable to. Kaya lang, hindi naman sila yung nasa ground to do it and they cannot monitor all. But then again, with that, yung kasing issue dyan na ni-raise is that because of that standing position na 'di ba kasi yun din naman yung mga sinasabi na kung merong 'di ba yung before na kung may lalaban yun naman ang instruction, hindi naman sinabi na directly na papatayin mo sila, pero syempre in the eyes of other people, so they have found loopholes on that directive or order, yun lang naman. Pero basically nasa taong bayan na itong magdesisyon kung ano sa tingin nila yung kung yung panahon na yon do we benefit from it, kasi parang namang sa tingin naman ng karamihan medyo naging tahimik ang Pilipinas, medyo walang mga issue ng hindi walang kinakatakutang mga lugar dahil nga doon sa maigting na pagpapatupad ng anti-drug campaign. Kaya lang siyempre, hindi naman in every program it is not perfect. So, yun naman yung problema. Kaya lang may mga parties who are not yung hindi natutuwa doon sa kahihinatnan ng programa. Kaya yan, nag-file sila ng case. So, yun naman yun. So, I have yet to see a copy of the complaint kung anong nilalaman doon para makapagbigay tayo ng nararapat na yung panig natin or ano sa tingin natin. So far yun naman nakita naman ng iba kasi hindi naman lahat ay matutuwa kasi of course it's when you talk about these issues, more on ano to meron din kasing kasamang political issue. So hopefully at the end of the day yun pa rin ang mananig pa rin is yung hustisya na karapat-dapat sa bawat Pilipino. So hindi na sana yung about politics but more of the justice. Kasi nga sa tingin naman at the end of the day, sabi din ng mga tao na parang noong panahon na yon ay naging tahimik ang Pilipinas. Kaya lang there are the times that there are abuses, yun naman yung issue. Kasi nga dapat kasi kahit nasabihin natin na we are strong in the implementation in a particular program, we still have to remind ourselves that we need to follow the law. Kasi what for that we had laws if in the first place we will be the first to violate it? Yun naman yung issue. Kaya lagi kong pinapaalala when it comes to my students na magiging future police officers or law enforcers for that matter, lagi yung tatandaan na meron tayong batas. We did not make it for us to violate. It is for us to, dahil tayo we are here to serve and protect the people and not our personal goals or personal commitment. Kasi noon, nakakarinig kasi tayo ng mga instances, although there is no confirmation confirmation on that matter. Meron daw mga quota, bakit nagkakaroon kasi ng quota pagdating sa paghuli? Diba? Dapat kasi it comes natural. So, dapat kung sino yung talagang uhulihin, yun ang uhulihin. Hindi yung peperesahin mo na dapat makahuli ka with a certain number because that's part of your target. Okay, yun yung bilang, yung quota mo. So, parang hindi naman ako amenable pag gano'n. Hindi naman po pwede yun. Dapat yung pag may huhulihin kayo, dapat yun ay talaga naman, they violated the law. Okay, then you're just enforcing it, kaya sila ay nahuhuli. Pero yung punto na you have to produce the number, so that's another story. So at the end of the day, I always remind my students, isipin nyo, tayo, mababang tao lang tayo, nasa ground tayo. Yung ng presidente, hinuli nila eh. So napunta pa sa The Hague, how much more to us na nasa baba, di ba? So mas lalong ano nila yung mga batas, so walang magliligtas sa atin kundi sarili lang natin. So if you are doing your work, just do it in accordance with law. And of course, kasama na yan yung prayers kasi minsan there are marching orders coming from somewhere else for us to do illegal acts. Okay, for the sake of, I do not know kung anong purpose niyan, but then again, we have to protect ourselves. Okay, we have to protect ourselves because doing the right thing will never go wrong. Okay, yun lang naman.
Yes, attorney. Aga pa isot ako na. But, attorney, mauding nga sa lutsod. Kasi, mga gantayo akan kanayon kata foreign court kung unati sumagmamano, even Senator De La Rosa and the other senators, they considered International Criminal Court as a foreign court wenaan ket banyaga korte ang kunkunada. But attorney, di ba datayo kasakbay nga nag-withdraw tayo di 2019, we are part of that and nagkipagperma tayo and haan kani nga ti International Criminal Court is a court, International Criminal Court, and it's just based nakabase lang isuna iti Netherlands, The Hague, iti Netherlands, attorney. So, kaya nasaon, considered ka din, mabaling awagan tayong foreign ko na tayo, ket it compose different countries and that includes Philippines before, attorney.
Okay, so yun lang gusto natin ding linawin kasi nga, kasi yung, when you talk about ICC, that is a treaty stipulation. So when we say treaty stipulation, it is an agreement or treaty that has been entered into by our country in relation with other sovereign states. Okay, so we have our own laws, and that would prevail to us when we talk about criminal laws. So when there is a crime that has been committed, so doctrine of yung ating general yung ating doktrina dyan is yung general application. Siyempre yan, di ba? With generality principle. So halimbawa kasi kung yan ay territorial yung ating territoriality principle. So kung if that crime happens in the Philippines, so it should be within our the prosecution of that particular crime should be done in the Philippines. Kasi that happened in the Philippines. So that is the doctrine of territorial jurisdiction. Territoriality principle. So that's as a general rule, so dapat kung yan ay krimen nangyari sa Pilipinas, dito sa Pilipinas, itatry yung case. Okay, so moving forward, another, yung parang kasing ano yan eh, parang intertwine. So yung kanina na diniscuss natin about yung Republic Act 9851. So ito naman, yung ating tungkol sa mga crimes against international humanitarian law, genocide, and other crimes against humanity. So ngayon, ang kaso na kinakaharap ni Senator De La Rosa falls under this kasi nga they regarded yung ating tokhang, yung mga naging, dahil nga sa dami daw ng mga victims during the war on drugs. So it falls under crimes against humanity na nagfo-fall under this Republic Act 9851. So, yun naman yung contention ng iba. So, iba, yung sabi ko sa inyo, nag-intertwine na yan. So, ngayon, ano ba talaga dapat ang masusunod? So, is it the territoriality principle under our criminal law or yung ito ng RA 9851? So, ngayon, ang tanong ulit is, although, basically, when you talk about crimes, dapat it should be, we are a sovereign country, so dapat hindi tayo na-influensyahan with other countries. Kaya lang kasi, the fact that we have entered into that treaty, okay, so pumasok tayo sa kasunduan with other countries that if there are issues against crimes against humanity, so dapat you are under the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. Okay, so kung ang question nila is, it's because we are not anymore a member since 2019, then again, ulitin ko na when you talk about jurisdiction in a particular criminal or a particular crime, like crimes against humanity or any other crimes, it commences from the time when that crime was committed. Yung commission of that crime is way back 2016. Okay, so moving on. So ngayon, balik tayo doon sa konsepto ng international law dyan, di ba? So sabihin natin na national law prevails over international law about a particular citizen of a country dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya lang kasi, meron tayong yung RA 989581. So meron tayo noon. Now we have to, na nakapaloob doon na if it falls under crimes against humanity, dapat, you have to, halimbawa yung suspect ay dito na under jurisdiction ng ICC, we have to surrender that person to the International Criminal Court kasi yun ang nakapaloob sa batas ng ICC. So ngayon, ano ang basehan naman? Bakit we need to adhere to that? Because meron tayong tinatawag na doctrine of incorporation, which is under our Article 2, Section 2 of the 1987 Constitution, wherein nakapaloob doon na the Philippines should adopt the generally accepted principles of international law as part of the law of the land. So, ibig lang sabihin na ang generally accepted principles of international law ay maaaring otomatikong kilalanin ng Pilipinas. Dahil nga doon pumasok tayo doon. Okay, doon sa natin. Okay, so when it comes to treaty stipulations, transformation naman yan. So treaty of international agreement which has been approved by our domestic laws before it will take effect to us, gaya ng Rome Statute, di ba? So we have ratified that. We are already part of ICC. So, kung yan ay yung argumento mo, hindi na po pwede sabihin na hindi rin epektibo or it will not, that ICC will not apply to us kasi nga we have approved it. Okay, so we have approved it, applying the doctrine of transformation. Kung in-approve mo yung agreement na yan, so meaning you have agreed to it. So you cannot just move out when you do not want it. Although pwede mong gawin yun, kaya lang kasi the fact na when the crime was committed, we are still a member of that ICC. Kaya nga tayo nagkaroon pa ng jurisdiction. So ngayon, so it's up for our country now kung yan ay they will still recognize it or not. Okay, so gobyerno, okay. Meron tayo kasing batas dyan na kailangan nating sumunod. Kasi nga gumawa pa tayo ng Republic Act 9851. So kailangan nating sumunod dyan. So we have to adhere to it. So yun naman ang depensa ng gobyerno. So everybody has a basis. O, tingnan na lang natin kung what will prevail in the future. Okay.